Oh man. Okay. What's up everybody? Um I might make 3 videos today, back to back, so I can get something out because there's a lot of things that transpired. And it seemed like I don't know what's going on. My whole intention of putting SYSBM on my titles wasn't not to get more subscribers or viewers or anything like that. It was basically of me supporting the movement. I'm not SYSBM by no means. I call myself the free agent. I've been a part of many different things like Tiny Chat and Tiny Chat groups and um supported MGTOW until I seen, the weakness, the kind of flaws in MGTOW when it came from white guys. And no matter how I say it, like I said before and I said again, I don't trust black people 90% of the time, 95% of the time. So that 5% I'm trying to look for to see if I can actually, like, look around. And it seemed like the 5% of the dudes that I do support or do want to sit back and listen to their content is the SYSBM and other people. Yes, I do listen to other people's content, but I kind of see just how messed up and mentally messed up these people are. So let me go to this video. Let me get that out the way. So people don't, think that I'm trying to use SYSBM because I'm not like the people on this list. So I think that black people, black men in general, need to start putting rules and regulations on their channels about certain people. And if some people got a pattern of behavior, you shouldn't let them on your page. You should block them and keep them in a corner of YouTube or particular content creators chat so they don't mess up your chat. Because going back and forth with these people tend to actually destroy the points. And this is why I see that it's always these 5 hour, 8 hour hangouts that shouldn't even be done. I'm telling you right now, I would not be on no hangout for 8 hours. Seriously, that's too much. And it's no taking shots at certain people who do that because they say they have lives and stuff like that. But even on dry days, on so-called unsocial days, you could find something that you could watch on TV or play some video games or something. But you on here like 8 hours, 9 hours, 3 hours at the most is good. That's a gaming session, 3 hours. But to be on here 8 hours, I mean, yeah. Um, one of the things I know, one of the reasons why I think that you have these 8 hours hangouts and sometimes a hangout that goes above 3 hours is because you have people in here, you have people in the chat, and you have people that come on a panel who restart the conversation or get into it or divert the conversation, and then they're going back and forth with the person, and then they're trying to stick to the point. I think that content creators, because I still can't, control Streamlabs or whatever StreamYards. I can't control it like like everybody else, and I'm gonna learn how to control it one day, so I can do one hangout or one live, even if I don't get no views or whatever. I'm gonna try it out. But it seemed to me that you should dedicate these people come on here and put shows, but they don't have a structure for the show because they see it as a kind of just doing nothing is boring. But I think that if you put a structure on your lives where if somebody is diverting the conversation and they're in the chat box and they're doing it over and over again, it should be a vote rather to kick the person out. Like if a person comes in the chat saying the same thing over and over and over again, you should kick them out and never let them back on your channel ever again. Also, keep them on the channel where they supposed to be. It means that you isolate them to a point where they can't. You isolate them to a point where they have to go back where the people where they belong with. That's how they do with the nerds. That's how they do with everybody else in social groups. You isolate certain people and they're going to have to go and find another group of people to hang out with or be around and let them deal with that person. So that's one. you should be able to vote somebody off. The people in the chat, the mods, should be able to vote one mod off and say, yo, I get rid of this dude, because he's doing nothing but making this conversation over with. There should be a certain topic live that will cater to the people who are going to divert the conversation in order to get rid of them and spotlight them, so you don't have to deal with these type of people ever again. So every conversation can be good. See, I looked at Mad Bus Driver's channel, and I can say that Mad Bus Driver, King Sigma, Mad Bus Driver, King Sigma, Man of Tomorrow, the only three guys that I see who don't allow the so-called fuckery on their page at 100%. Man of Tomorrow don't block people, so he let them let these people draw themselves out, and eventually they leave. You know, I seen Black Caesar. I'm happy because I'm a mod on Man of Tomorrow channel. I'm happy I don't see Black Caesar no more. He thought that Jay Sign beat Man of Tomorrow, but he didn't in that debate. I see King Simba and give props to King Simba when he said, I don't bring females on my panel. Same thing with Man of Tomorrow. We don't bring females on our panel because they all have something with them. And I'm not going to have them on there diverting the conversation. Man of Tomorrow said it in one of his recent videos about why he don't have it. King Sigma said it in one of the live videos that he said he don't have people on his panel, certain people on his panel. So that's respect. And I think that if you want to have some focused content, a particular focused content, you should watch these three people: Mad Bus Driver, and King Sigma, and Man of Tomorrow. There's no shots at other people, but they allow too much bullshit on their channels. Now, it goes with these type of people that's on this list that I'm gonna mention, that comes in and out these chats, but then they say stuff out on their channel, and they say stuff in people's over people's lives, and then they come in the space of people that are SYSBM, and they try to divert the conversation or say something stupid or say, oh yeah, we this and we that, or I'm going to do this. It gets annoying, and I'm watching these people in the chat because I'm like, yeah, okay, let my game and stuff rest, and let me, digest my food. So I'm gonna be on here for a couple hours or whatever, and I'm typing in the chat. It distracts me sometimes. Listening to the lives and people talking and everything else, it distracts me from certain things that I need to do. So maybe I wake up in the morning about to go somewhere, or go, wake up early in the morning and leave. And usually I wake up, might wake up around 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or sometimes 3. And I'm like, okay, I got a couple hours left. And I just, probably just, mentally travel the time period without me just, sitting on there and on edge, like, oh, it's 7 o'clock now. It's 8 o'clock now. Okay, it's time to leave. So I watch these things, and it moves along time faster. So when I do see this and I go on people thing, I have my own list of lives that I save up in one of my pages on my YouTube. So I have a category of like certain channels or certain lives that I saved up, so I watch later on. So when I do get on these pages, on these lives, these old lives, and replay the lives, I see the same particular people doing the same certain things. So I go on their channel and I do my research and see what kind of the patterns and stuff they do. It's fun for the time period that I have to wait. And then I look and say, wow, these people are really, they got an agenda behind what they're doing, and they got a pattern and stuff, and I don't know why certain people let them on their lives. So I'm gonna call them out, and this is my list on people who should not be in SYSBM spaces or anything to do with helping black men. First of the people is D. Durrell, a self-proclaimed therapist. So he had a live last night, that I confronted him in about dysfunctional black relationships. And he had another dude on there who's a kind of a simp. And they was talking about sugar babies and tricks. And I kind of called them out on it because, you know, I don't go on this page, and this probably be the last time I go on this page because it was useless, because he's so mind controlled by women that this dude really think that, you know, guys should be around women no matter what, even if they get used or even if they get set up and robbed and killed. I made a point of saying, because this other guy on the page was like, oh yeah, well, you don't have to, you know, want to have sex with them. You don't have to go pay to be around them, but you just have them around you. And then I walked in there and I wanted to say, like, you want dudes to put their life on the line to be around some chicks because she can easily call up a dude to get him robbed and killed. And he says how fun the ratchet women are when they're the same dudes who get black men killed. So I know that this is disingenuous by this dude, but he says that, oh, if female interactions, you know, if you don't have interactions with women, you're gonna go crazy and stuff like that. And I'm like, wait, other races of dudes don't go crazy when they don't have interactions with females. So it's only the black dude who have to have females around him 24/7. And this self-proclaimed therapist, because I knew something was wrong with him from the like when he was on O'Shea's last year and in 2018, where he was flip-flop between pro-black and trying to act like he was there for the nerdy black men. But it seemed to me that he wants the nerdy black men to clean up all the mistakes. He wants the same thing the women want, but he wants to use his profession to try to control men in order for them to become slaves. And nobody asked him, like, are you married? Do you have kids or whatever? Because look, like, everything he has on his page, if you go to his page, it's pro-black crap. No dating for fun for black men and women. But then he goes by on this recent one and says black dysfunctional relationship, and then he co-signs sugar babies and being a trick. Then I try to make it a point, but they didn't read my comments because they know that I was spitting the truth. I said, yo, dude, you're telling guys who probably have a deficiency to go still deal with women, even though women will try to make them pay, so they have to pay. Then he says, then this other dude's on there says, well, I would just spend $200 with a woman instead of just being by myself and getting an inanimate object like a sex doll. And I said, wait, how about men who have small penises and don't really want to do all that? Because if they are stuck with what they have, you think that they should go and cut what they have off just to appease a female? And if it's not for them, and if something goes wrong, they got to do something else. They got to do something else to fix what they actually did. See, they can't be like women who get fake boobs and fake asses and then cry to the internet and then get free donations to fix themselves up. I'm going to make a video about the whole Xan situation after this video. So I'm going to save it for that video. But the fact is, this dude showed himself. And that's what you need to do with some of these people who hide behind professionals and professional careers and titles. You need to expose them for who they really are based off bringing a subject to them where it will show who they really are. And this D Darrell dude, I mean, I can read all his titles in his thing. Dysfunctional black relationships. O'Shea Platinum debating with men who love sex dolls. It wasn't, see, and this is a dishonesty, was debating with men who love sex dolls. You're debating with one dude, and the whole show wasn't about sex dolls. It was about men with intelligence. But he goes and does this because he wants to get more views. Why Dwayne Wade is dangerous to the black community, but you want men to get with women like Gabrielle Union, who will push a man to make his his black son into a female. But you just mess your point up with talking about a guy who has sex dolls. Examining black women's issues featuring Deity. Now, if anybody know Deity, she used to be on Mr. Fantastic thing until she got called out, and then she tried to act like she got called out for not camming up when she promised that she was gonna cam up, so she wasn't a female her word, and then she's turned out to be this ghetto behind version of Taz. So he has an in-depth conversation with a ghetto chick, and we supposed to take him seriously? Then he says another video, factors that killed what chivalry in black dating. So this is what this D Darrell dude does. And this is what I see. He wants to be the guy who fixed the black people problem while he makes money next to it, so he can be the one that fix people problem. It's the same problem I had with Reg the bad guy, because he goes around. I'm gonna say that up. I was going. That's for the Zan situation, right? Just feeling like speaking my mind. How does the white supremacy affect black relationships? It seemed like this dude is hung up on black relationships, but by my account, he don't have any female. So message to Umar Johnson, fabulous hair, avoid shacking up unless marriage is a reach. So you made fun of a dude and you told him that it was his problem. He was the problem for it. He was the cause of the situation, that reason why he got marriage, and he lost his money because of him. But you're sitting here out here trying to tell guys to get married. So when they break up and something happens to the guy, he goes to you and you tell him it's his fault, and you give him medication, and you got a client for 5 years. So why you put money in your pocket? This dude don't need to be in he don't need to be in no type of lives that deals with helping black men or SYSPM. Y'all need to keep him out of y'all space, because little bit by little bit I'm reading off the things. Do you want a lover or a savior? Development of black love. The series of power. Let's see. Shout out to L.J. Duke Jackson. Support. Black men are perfect. No dating for fun black men and black women. Helping black men negative stress at the workplace. Date for the long term and avoid short term dating. It seemed like this dude is oblivious to what things are going on in the black community, or he just trying to con job and make money, like Game Changer said on his live, off of black men's stress and pain. But he doing it in a different way than women doing it. He is just like the women in the Black Lives Movement who use black males' death as an advantage to get attention, because he wants to seem like he's the savior of the relationship with black women and black men. But he doesn't have this is insane. And it's good that he doesn't have a lot of views on his page, and people don't take this dude seriously. And I suggest that people just stay away from this dude, because he showed himself on that live, and you should just basically stay away from this simp behind dude. In all seriousness, you should stay away from this dude, because he'll get a black man to kill himself over some stupid stuff that he'll make. I mean, the same thing happened with Erica Williams when she exposed herself, when she came at guys who were minimalists, and then she disappeared in the background on black men. And O'Shea, I'm sorry to say this, and a lot of people like O'Shea, but the fact is O'Shea is an opportunist. He bringing these type of people around black people is kind of, it shows what kind of person he really are, because he don't vet these people. And then he was just repping this dude, talking about he's a therapist, he's smart, he's intelligent, and then he went to go call another man who been to war for 20 years in the military lame. And this is supposed to be a therapist saying all this kind of stuff. And trust me, I had my run-in with so-called female therapists who literally every single body that they saw, they end up killing themselves. And there's a reason why therapists and counselors they can't divulge their clients, because a lot of their clients kill themselves by seeing these people. Why is thoughts like behavior attractive to black women? and this dude is just, he don't even understand the kind of stuff that he actually put out there. He just do it case by case, and he knows what's out here. And then he goes, Lizzo and Lolly Love are the modern day the modern day mammies misleading black women. Okay, I'm done with this dude. I can't go in here no more. Infantry skills. This dude always try to talk about being political and doing this and doing that, and everybody comes at him telling him, yo, go make a page. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to go leech off your pages and try to tell y'all what to do. We have another dude in infantry skills who want to tell black men what to do because he thinks he's better than you. He just like number 5 that I'm gonna talk about. They come in these spaces of men who doing better than them, and then try to sit there and try to tell them what to do, instead of them making a channel, gaining their own following and putting their own message out, just like everybody else can do on YouTube. But they would like to come in the chats and just yap. Oh yeah, you do need the political power, but you think somebody like you will be of welcome there with your simp behind and all the things that you say? And the funny thing about this is that every time somebody put a point in, he does the same copy and paste answers. People need to block him off their page and let him go with the B1 dudes over there. And if he comes back with another page saying the same thing, block that page too. And keep blocking every page that he make, so you don't have to deal with this dude, because he's a cancer on everybody's chat and he's annoying. Number 3, Ben De Silva. Benjamin. This dude, I seen him on a chat on Mr. Fantastic Chat, calling Ty City a female for going to court, getting in full custody of his own son. This dude has a big ego, and he's AKA whatever y'all said, because I don't like using everybody else's terms, but he's a maggle. He's a fake intellectual who always turn around and try to fight somebody. Intellectual men don't try to fight people. And they don't get mad because you sound like a straight out simp saying that you control the situation. But if your so-called baby mom gets a good lawyer, they can cut that all out by themselves. And you'll be on child support, and you'll be on all the things. Doesn't matter your laws, because it matters the judge. The judge and the lawyers can get around that, but this dude think that he knows it all. And he think he's a super alpha. And he thinks he knows everything. And the thing he said that made me know that he's not for SYSBM, he's just using the title, is because he goes and tells a single father that he made a bench move by taking his son away from the mom. But then he is the quote unquote dude who has a daughter. And then he goes and try to go back and forth and say things and go argue with people in this chat. Then he goes in this interrogation form, taking up long periods of time trying to get to one point. And he's just pretty much, he's a distraction for people's channels. SYSBM, Game Changers Chat, what you call it, Game Changer Chat. Um, what is it? What is it? Um, sorry, like I was saying, he's a big distraction in these chats and on people's lives. He doesn't get to the point. He starts fights with people, and then he thinks he the so-called alpha dude who above alpha guys because he has a situation where he's paying for a woman to stay at a house because he think it's taking care of his child instead of just getting full custody and hiring nannies and stuff to take care of his kid and do it in that way. I mean, this dude is a distraction. Now, fourth is Rudemp. I had a run-in with Rudemp. I didn't never had a run-in with Rudemp, but I knew of Rudemp in old man's chat room. I mean, old man's panels back in 2008. I mean, 2018 and 2000. I think 17 and even earlier than that. Something when the panels was going on, and this dude would always seem like he's angry with black women when he was around Obsidian. He's just like Chaos Rain. He's just like Charles Faulkner. He just like Grinch. Oh, sorry. Whew. Maybe I can finish this video. So I knew of Rudemp in Obsidian's panels, and Obsidian had to really tell him to calm down with some of his vulgar language when he was talking about violence against women and doing all this other stuff and saying all these different things. And then Obsidian had to literally kick him off and say, yo, you doing too much. You getting too much heat on my channel. And he had a gripe with Obsidian and then start going at Obsidian. And then eventually he needed Obsidian for views. And just like everybody else that came from Obsidian, and I'm going to say this again because I got distracted, they all turned into something different. They all turned into something different after they left Obsidian's panel. The only person that I know that was consistent with their message was Nagone. You know, you had T Boogie on there who no one knew that he had a white wife. He had white women, but he's a caper for black women, and also he's a caper for trying to be the self-improvement guy and making summons and all this other stuff and being in the corner with a whole bunch of, you didn't see no, the fact is that he want to talk about traveling men, right? This dude want to talk about traveling men and how they have to go travel and this and that, the women using them. But in his video with him and Gab and Ron Wills and stuff, there was no women in that video. There was no women coming up talking to him and none of that. It was just them. Know what I mean? Sitting in the corner in the club with no women, practically no women on the camera. But everybody that travels seem to have women on their video. Master, I think Master, what is, I forgot, number one Master, I forgot his name, the traveling dude, his name Master, whatever, he has women to interview him. Malu dude, whatever his name is, the African dude who traveled, he always seemed to get some females on his channel while he's traveling with them. There's everybody who actually shows females on their channel when they travel, but this dude, so-called Mr. Self-Improvement, doesn't have no women, but he only has a whole bunch of men that he met up with. But Rudemp, seem to always trying to latch onto subjects and situations and try to put his spin on there, where he tries to get his maggle points, his female points, by catering to females. First he came out with, oh yeah, we need to go work out fat women in order to make them in shape so we could get them in shape, because all they need is a little working out. But he doesn't care about the guys who have to be busy and working or whatever they're doing. He want dudes to take their time out their day to improve a female, and then she might leave him. I mean, I had a situation like that, not myself, but another dude who was with a chick, and she lost weight and she ended up cheating on him. Well, his idiot behind ended up taking her back. But that was a lesson to everybody else to don't get with a fat chick, and don't ever get with a fat chick, and don't try to think that this fat chick is gonna stay with you when she lose weight. But this dude is promoting that, and then he switched up. Then he started having drama with women. Then he went back and started talking about sleeping with older women. Like, oh, there's some bad. Well, they don't hit the wall and this and that and blah blah. And he can't stay on point. And then half of the people who cape for him now turned against him, talk about him, and then he goes around trying to act like he's selling weave. Because he think he gonna be a millionaire like his old buddy Obsidian think he gonna be a millionaire by selling weave, when the market is already full of people who sell weave. Then he jumps from subject to subject, going against men to try to get points for women. And he even said it on there, giving women fruit baskets, doing all this other crap. When y'all let this kind of do it in your space, it makes y'all not take it seriously. Like the beef with him and Keith, which I'm kind of disappointed in Keith, and I'm glad Keith is actually standing back from other people's channels where he don't, cut out and do all that, because over and out, it seemed like he's too passionate for this, and he been in the black manosphere for a long time, and I think he should just fall back from everything and everybody, because he don't like how some of these people are doing their move, but he don't want to say it himself, and I'll say it for him. I understand his point of view of not getting involved with other people, but what he should have did is make his own channel and stop relying on other people's channels and chats. If he had time to be on here, he has time to make a live video, and I bet you people will come on his channel. But I get why he don't do that. After hitting the Rudip and him battle and them talking, and they gonna fight each other and meet up with each other. Rudip is a disrespectful dude. And I said the same thing to Keith. I said, look, man, if Rudip versus somebody who really was about that life, or somebody who was on here posing to be a black content creator, but they end up being a Fed, he'll be done. Threatening people, telling you gonna cut somebody's head off, doing all this cover crazy stuff. He gonna bring too much heat on people's pages and channel. You shouldn't take this dude seriously, because he changes his point, and every time he goes in the black manosphere to take topics and then make it about himself and get himself points with women. So Black Caesar, man, I'll just show you Black Caesar's comments. Black Caesar, these red pill spaces are becoming more and more overwhelmed by nerds who have little to no experience with women, and they think that their accomplishments are enough to make up their awkwardness. But this is the same dude who says that we need to go back to the community, or guys need to go, the same nerds that he talking about need to go to Nicole Michelle and get one to get the bag females. This dude overall is a disingenuous piece of shit. For me, no, y'all can stay going, because our nerds, some of you guys don't even exist. So it will be like you no longer there from the very beginning. Mind you, this stupid piece of shit dickhead is always in the so-called nerds chat rooms saying, "What's up, guys?" Why are you talking shit to people who you said that don't exist, or they're missing their accomplishment? Dude, every time this dude Black Caesar comes on live, everybody chew him out and destroy him. This the same dude who every time somebody come into, I think somebody told him, I said, Okay, if your game is so good, so a woman would take a man with just game alone, and he don't have to pay no bills and none of that. So you telling me that you can walk up to a female, don't take her on a date, and end up sleeping with her because your game is so tight? What female is not gonna want some money, or you want to spend time with her because you just got so much drenching in game? He said something. No, he act like his phone was going out. Then he calmed down, and then he start talking shit in the chat. I'm telling you, y'all need to get rid of this Black Caesar dude. Let him go to the B1. Let him stay with Roger Allen Curry and C Boogie and all the people that he agrees with, and keep him out of the space. Because going back and forth with this dude and let him keep coming on here, he's gonna keep doing what he's gonna keep doing what the women are doing by just running around and act like they fool you, and you allow him going back on your page, on your channels, on your panels, and then he just going in the chat saying the same stupid shit. This dude is an idiot, and he's an idiot. This dude talking about CD players. You could tell how out of touch this dude really is. Talking about, I don't listen to today's music. I got stuff on CDs. You so stupid. But you want to talk about technology, but you're on platform of technology. Yo, y'all need to get rid of this ancient fucking dinosaur out of this space, because he's not hurting people, but he's an annoyance. So we got Gab. The sneaky Gab dude who always in everybody's chat acting like he don't know what's going on. But then he had something to say about SYSBM, and then he wants to cape just like a D Durrell and not act like he don't know what's going on in the black community. Oh no, man, I don't know about that. It's not all of them are bad. It's the same thing that MOT said on that debate with Jay Son. Okay, if these women are not so bad, why you don't got one? Why you don't got a good sister? And one of my videos, when I showed you about the female, the black female who's flirting with a guy online, if these black women or these good black women are so good, they would not even sleep with more than 3 dudes in their whole life. They'd be waiting for the 4th one so they can marry them. They wouldn't have a kid right now. They wouldn't be sounding just like the thoughts behind the scenes. But this dude Gab is a sneaky dude who talks trash behind people's back but why they give him a platform, and then he sneaks in their chats while he got a wrench because he acts like he cool with everybody. Y'all should kick him out of it too and let him keep himself in that pro-black sector. You got Uppity Unicorn, who was aka Angel, who tried to talk to Taz and then came up with an excuse saying she felt sorry for him. And if you don't believe me, this is her old page when she was talking all that shit. But she comes in Mr. Fantastic's page and acting like she's a whole different person. She acting like we don't remember that she lost multiple kids to guys that beat her behind and gave her and she taking all types of mental pills for mental illness from the guys that she picked. But she has some nerve to say she knows people different and say some chat. See, a lot of people never paid attention to her, but I'm giving you a refresher. This is the shit that she said. Let me tell you, sometimes we trust ugly guys because we feel sorry for them. We assume the fine guys are predators. This is a chick who has mental issues and had multiple miscarriages, and someone who tried to get with Taz because he was tall. We assume ugly guys are innocent. We assume they will be more grateful for our company and less likely to cheat. We assume that they will be more grateful to be around us in our company and they won't cheat. But this is a chick who tried to use her mental illness to gain an advantage and then gain some sympathy. But she says stuff like this. But if somebody says this to her, she's going to try to garner some sympathy, but she can take shots at ugly guys, right? But a lot of ugly dudes are bitter and angry because they want to sleep around as much as the other guys do. But she was saying something different in Mr. Fantastic's chat. I feel you, Amanda. I'm speaking in general. I know when I found out Taz was missing tooth, I felt sympathy for him. Wait,